Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast. Today we're diving into some pretty cool concepts in DeFi, specifically liquid staking tokens versus liquid restaking tokens. These are game changers in how we manage and maximize staking rewards. Um, you know?
Absolutely, it's a fascinating area. So let's kick things off. What exactly is the idea behind liquid staking tokens?
Well, liquid staking tokens, or LSTs, essentially let you earn rewards by staking your crypto assets while still keeping them liquid. So, instead of locking up your funds completely, you get a derivative token, like Steth from Lido, representing your staked asset. This token can then be used in other DeFi protocols for trading, borrowing, or yield farming.
Right, that's the beauty of the system. You get the best of both worlds, security through staking, and liquidity to keep your options open.
Exactly. It's like having your cake and eating it too, if you will. You lock up your asset to help secure the network, but then
Yeah.
you can still leverage that asset elsewhere.
Now, when we shift gears to liquid restaking tokens or LRTs, things get even more interesting, correct?
Yeah, that's right. LRTs actually take the concept of LSTs a step further. Instead of only earning rewards from one network, with LRTs, you can reuse or restake your already staked asset on multiple protocols simultaneously.
Exactly.
For example, using a protocol like EigenLayer, you can have your stETH not only secure Ethereum but also additional networks, like some Layer 2 solutions.
Okay, so let me get this straight. With LSTs, you're just accessing liquidity on your staked asset, while with LRTs, you're multiplying its utility by securing multiple networks at the same time.
Yep, that's spot on. It's like, imagine you have a super multi-tool. You use it not just as a screwdriver, but also as a wrench and a bottle opener at the same time. That's the power of liquid restaking.
I see. And this, of course, introduces a higher level of capital efficiency because you're extracting more value without needing extra funds, right?
Exactly. Traditional staking, while beneficial, basically locks your assets and limits what you can do with them. With LSTs, and even more with LRTs, you're not only earning staking rewards, but also opening up new opportunities, like lending or yield farming, and boosting overall liquidity within the DeFi ecosystem.
That sounds super innovative. But doesn't reusing your staked asset across multiple protocols introduce additional risks?
Yeah, that's a crucial point. While LSTs have their own risks, like potential depegging or price volatility, the risks with LRTs can be amplified. Since you're exposing your staked asset to multiple platforms, if one network fails or gets breached, it could have a cascading impact on your overall investments.
True. Interesting. So, risk management is even more critical with LRTs. It's not just about enhanced rewards, but also about careful monitoring of each protocol your assets are secured in.
Definitely. It's a balancing act. You get more rewards and better capital efficiency, but you need to be extra vigilant about platform security and overall exposure. If one network stumbles, the effects might multiply.
Right. I can see how that makes the adoption of LRTs a bit trickier. You mentioned EigenLayer earlier. What's its role in this entire ecosystem?
Great question. EigenLayer is essentially a protocol that's been pivotal in enabling restaking. It lets Ethereum validators and stakers who already have assets locked in the main network to opt in and restake their derivative tokens. This way, the same asset helps secure, say, data availability layers, oracles, or even cross-chain bridges. So it kind of multiplies the security and yield opportunities without needing extra collateral.
Yep, that's quite impressive. And it seems to foster a more collaborative DeFi environment where a single asset contributes to multiple layers of the ecosystem.
Absolutely. It's ushering in a new era of capital efficiency. Think about it. Instead of a one-shot staking mechanism that serves a single purpose, your asset can now be a multi-purpose tool securing several protocols. This not only increases the potential rewards, but also bolsters overall network security through decentralization.
Now, one point I'm curious about is the actual mechanics behind these tokens. How exactly does the process usually work?
Right, so let's break it down. With LSTs, when you stake an asset on a platform like Lido, you get a corresponding derivative, Steth in the case of Ethereum, for your staked amount. This token is then free to be used as collateral in other DeFi protocols, like lending markets or liquidity pools, while still earning the underlying staking rewards.
Yep, got it. And for LRTs, after you stake and get your derivative, you then use that token to secure additional networks, which means you're effectively overlapping your staking strategies?
Yes, exactly. Let's say you have 10 ETH and you get 10 stETH. Instead of just letting those tokens sit in one protocol, platforms like EigenLayer let you take that stETH and restake it on a secondary protocol, perhaps a layer 2 network or an application-specific blockchain. So you're earning rewards from both the primary Ethereum network and the secondary one.
Right on. That's pretty cool. It's like unlocking bonus levels in a video game. More challenges, more rewards, but also more complexity to manage.
Oh, exactly. It's like leveling up your staking game. But here's where I do have a slight concern. Some might argue that amplifying exposure across multiple networks could, in case of failure, not only erode rewards but also amplify losses. Would you agree with that risk assessment?
I do. And it's a valid critique. Diversification is great, but if one protocol suffers a security breach or significant downtime, it could indeed affect your entire portfolio of restaked assets. Competently managing this risk is critical.
Totally. It's like, say, you're investing in multiple branches of a business. If one branch fails, it might pull down the whole system. So, risk mitigation strategies like thorough due diligence, assessing protocol security, and maybe even diversifying the extent of participation across networks are essential.
Exactly. That makes sense. And it seems innovations in this space require constant evolution, not just in the technology, but also in how we as users manage and monitor these risks.
Right. The DeFi world's evolving super fast. Liquid staking tokens helped us unlock liquidity from staked assets, and now liquid restaking tokens push it further by integrating multi-protocol security. Each step, while beneficial, introduces its own set of challenges.
Yeah, what a radical shift from traditional staking methods then. We're not just locking up assets in one place anymore. We're dynamically leveraging them to participate in multiple networks.
Exactly. And that's the major paradigm shift. Instead of a one-dimensional approach, you now have a multi-dimensional tool. But it requires a clear understanding and monitoring to ensure that the additional rewards aren't offset by the heightened risk exposure.
So, if someone is considering this, what should they keep front and center when evaluating these tokens?
Great question. They need to look at a few things. Platform security, like how robust is the protocol managing the restaking. Then there's the liquidity of the derivative tokens. For LSTs, this is key, as any severe depegging can hurt your portfolio. And finally, the exact yield and risk trade-offs. Understanding how much extra reward you're getting compared to the potential for compounded losses if something goes wrong on one of the secured networks.
Right. It sounds like, while the potential upside is huge, you definitely need a cautious, informed strategy when stepping into liquid restaking.
Absolutely. And it could be compared to driving a high-performance car. You've got more power and speed, but if you're not careful, you can crash hard. You need good safeguards, regular checks, and maybe even expert advice before engaging fully.
Yeah, I love that analogy. It really drives the point home. Do you see these concepts paving the way for broader adoption of DeFi strategies among everyday investors?
I do. As the ecosystem becomes more mature, tools like LSTs and LRTs lower the barriers for investors to get more out of staking. They offer ways to optimize both yield and liquidity. But of course, with innovation comes the need for education and risk awareness.
For sure. It's all about balancing risk versus reward and ensuring that investors do their homework before diving in.
Exactly. The evolution from traditional staking to liquid staking and then to liquid restaking is a big leap in capital efficiency and interoperability in the crypto space. It's exciting but definitely complex. You really need to be on top of your game.
Well, this has been a fantastic discussion, breaking down some of the core dynamics and challenges in the new DeFi staking world. Thanks for walking through the details.
Anytime, it's always a pleasure to delve into these innovative topics. And remember, whether you're using LSTs or venturing into LRTs, Stay informed and manage those risks carefully.
For sure. That's our cue. Catch you next time, everyone.